butterfly, table, truck, truck. This is something that my kids do all the time, especially when I give them one syllable words like the word truck. I'm going to show you a quicker, more efficient way for them to count the syllables in words without counting on their fingers or clapping their hands. The first strategy is using the hand under the jaw like this. So for the word butterfly, butterfly. You count the number of times that the jaw drops. Table. My jaw dropped twice. Therefore, we know table has 2 syllables. Truck. Only dropped once. Problem with this is a lot of kids will add on an extra little syllable at the end. Watch. Table. And they hear that at the end. This is why it is so important when you're teaching your kids letter sounds, that when you get to letters like G, for example, you don't tell them that G says G. G says G. Same thing with the letter C. It's not K, it's K. It seems so nitpicky to get on them for something like that, but it really helps when it comes down to counting the syllables. Now I'm going to show you another way. Instead of using the hand under the jaw like this so that they're not feeling that accidental drop if they do add that extra syllable on the end, this way I think is actually more efficient. Instead of opening their mouth at all, they're just going to hum the word. For butterfly, we're going to go count how many times they actually uttered a sound. Table, 2 syllables. Truck, Eventually, they will get out of the habit of having to use their mouth like this, right? We don't want them to be adults that are going like this to figure out how many syllables a word has. Eventually, they'll be okay with counting or clapping and eventually not needing any of those crutches at all, and they will just be able to count in their head. But why do they even need to know how to count syllables? Like, why is this an important skill? It really helps them when it comes down to spelling. So, for example, with the word television, that can be very overwhelming for a child to sit there and have to figure out every little sound. Especially because it has some weird spellings. If you teach them to spell the syllables instead of the individual sounds, tel, T-E-L, E by itself, viz, which this is a tricky one again, the S-I, television, but they're counting and spelling the syllables instead of being overwhelmed with these big words. Yes, counting syllables is important. It will help them with their spelling, I promise. And honestly, it's fun.